What comes up fast?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Okay, let's do it. Friday, July the 26th. You're here. Hope you're ready, because here we go.
We're working on stuff.
All right. The top stories this morning. A wildfire in Jasper has now grown significantly as several fires have now combined to that. We'll check in with Simone Gavros for an update on the situation there.
Devastation in France, where train lines across the country have been sabotaged hours before the Paris Olympics opening ceremony.
And the Canadian Olympic Committee has removed head coach of our women's soccer team, Bev Priestman, amid the spying scandal. Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
I was going to say, get in your box properly, please.
Everything's changed. We're all changed here this morning. Okay, all right, we're ready.
Okay, yeah, lots going on, as you said there. Weather isn't one of them, though, is it?
Well, weather, could we ask for a better July weekend? I don't think so.
Yesterday was just a beautiful day to be outside.
It really was. You know, the temperature got to 25. The humidex was 26. So how comfortable is that? And with the sunshine we had, you're right, it was a gorgeous day to be outside. Just lovely. And if you want a nice weekend, listen to what I've got in store for you.
We are listening.
All right, today, lots of sunshine. Temperature will ramp up just a little bit to about 27 degrees, but lots of sunshine today. Sun again tomorrow, we should hit 28 degrees, and then 30 with sunshine again for Sunday. So there's July weekend for you in a nutshell. How do you like that? I think we're going to enjoy this an awful lot. We're sitting at about 14 right now, so it's been a fresh overnight. We do have some cloud cover. It's a partly cloudy start to the day, and actually the sun's not even up yet. 6:04 is sunrise now. It is now 6:02. So we'll talk about the forecast in detail for the weekend coming up. All right, looking at traffic this morning, 403 Waterdown Road. That is doing fine so far today, and of course being Friday, volumes usually a fair bit lighter to some MTO traffic. Cameras. Here's Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Very light Toronto-bound lanes heading away from us toward the Skyway. Here's the top of the Skyway on the Hamilton side. Nothing there. And the QEW east of 4th. Doing okay. So take it carefully, please. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, let's get started into Paris because we have some developing news there where France's state railway company says there were several coordinated malicious attacks, including arson, that targeted high-speed train lines overnight. They say the sabotage has disrupted travel and damaged several facilities. And 800,000 travelers that would be affected. Officials say the massive attack was aimed at paralyzing the high-speed line network, and the trains will be disrupted through the weekend. Of course, all of this comes as the Olympic torch relay nears the end of its long journey right across France, and just hours before the start of tonight's, and for us this afternoon's, opening ceremony.
Wildfires in Jasper continue to rage. Alberta's premier estimates that anywhere from a third up to a half of the buildings in the area have burned. Simone Gavros has been watching the situation this morning. She brings us up to date on what's happening.
Good morning, Annette. Well, the recent rainfall and cool weather has led to minimal fire activity, according to Jasper National Park's latest update that came last night. But they warn that warm weather tomorrow will increase fire activity. Now, Parks Canada says that critical infrastructure remains intact and provided an update yesterday when it comes to structural damage.
We do know that multiple structures, including a number of businesses and homes in and around the town of Jasper, have been lost. Structural firefighters remain in the town and are working to save as many structures as possible and to protect critical infrastructure. Additional structural protection firefighters are en route to the town of Jasper as we speak.
Now, Jasper National Park shared this photo on X yesterday, just showing this dark smoke that's over the area. They also shared this map as well, showing the estimated size of the Jasper wildfire complex. Now, the term complex refers to more than one wildfire. This one includes the north and south wildfires as well as the Utopia wildfire. Now, the Prime Minister said yesterday that over 400 firefighters from all over the globe are on their way to help fight these wildfires here. Around 25,000 residents and visitors have already evacuated Jasper earlier this week. Many are still worried about how extensive the damage will be once they are allowed to return. Officials have been giving constant updates on the situation, including the Alberta Premier Danielle Smith, who says the province is now moving to daily updates. Now, some cell services are down due to the wildfire damage, but technicians are working to restore that service. The company is also committing $100,000 to support rebuilding efforts as well. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Tim.
All right, thanks, Mo. Let's go to the U.S., though, because wildfires are sending out smoke that's blanketing large areas of the states today. Authorities say one major blaze started with a burning car being pushed into a gully. A 42-year-old man was arrested yesterday on suspicion of starting that wildfire that has become California's largest this year. The flames exploded the day earlier into what is now the Park Fire, which has scorched more than 500 square kilometers near the city of Chico, California. As evacuations continue there, some Oregon residents, they were cleared to return home after a thunderstorm dropped much welcome rain, but also dangerous lightning on the biggest active blaze in the U.S.
Damage to the downtown Hamilton YMCA after a fire earlier this week is more extensive than first thought. More than 170 men who live there are now wondering when and if they'll be able to return to their units. About half are staying temporarily in the Y's gym, but officials don't have a longer-term plan just yet. And while the investigation is still ongoing, fire officials say they don't believe the cause of that fire is suspicious. They also say that all of the people who were sent to hospital have now been released. Now, with no timeline in sight, residents will remain in designated areas at the YMCA this weekend with Red Cross support. Hamilton police are linking two shootings that happened within 20 minutes of each other on Wednesday night. A surveillance video shows a dark gray Honda Civic stopping at a house on Spring Valley Crescent in Hamilton with shots fired from the front passenger side. Police say two people were at home during the time. Nobody was hurt, though. Police believe that same vehicle and people inside it were involved in a shooting at Upper Centennial Parkway about 20 minutes earlier. Evidence of gunfire was found at the scene, and witnesses reported seeing two men inside, both wearing blue medical masks. Detailed descriptions of the suspects have not been released. 4 Hamilton police officers are being treated for smoke inhalation after a woman in distress charged at them with a flamethrower. It happened yesterday morning. Crews were responding to a call on Magnolia Drive between the Link and Mohawk Road on Hamilton Mountain. Police tell CHCH News that the woman had been safely taken into custody. Details are still limited on exactly what happened. Hamilton police carried out a search warrant at a home on Hamilton Mountain as well, leading to a seizure of loaded firearms and more ammunition. Tuesday afternoon, officers responded to a tip about guns at an address on East 24th. They found a loaded rifle, a handgun, and extra ammo. A 38-year-old man is now facing several weapons charges. Police say this is part of their ongoing effort to deal with gun violence. In a social media post, police say they've taken nearly 250 guns off the street so far this year.
Okay, the drama surrounding our women's soccer team continues. Despite them beginning their quest to repeat as Olympic champions, head coach Bev Priestman has been suspended by Canada Soccer and sent home. This follows 2 other members of the coaching staff being sent home after they used a drone to spy on New Zealand's practice on 2 different occasions. Priestman, who denied involvement in the incidents, did remove herself from the sidelines for the team's opening match against New Zealand yesterday. Well, FIFA, soccer's world governing body, and the IOC opened their own investigation to see if there were other times this happens. An article from TSN's Rick Westhead, with sources within the Federation, reported it was not the first time, and actually, it's common practice. Canada Soccer CEO Kevin Blue then released this statement saying, over the past 24 hours, additional information has come to our attention regarding previous drone use against opponents predating the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. In light of these new revelations, Canada Soccer has made the decision to suspend women's national team head coach Bev Priestman for the remainder of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games and until the completion of a recently announced independent external review. Next hour, we'll hear from Canadian Olympic Committee CEO David Shoemaker, who had a press conference this morning, the opening press conference for the Olympic Games, where this was obviously the headline topic. This all while Canada opened their Olympic tournament, and after falling behind early in their match, the Kiwis, they would tie it in injury time heading into the first half, and then after mounting pressure from our ladies, an absolutely beautiful ball by Jessie Fleming to substitute Evelyn Vienne, who would beat the New Zealand keeper in the 79th minute, which would be the game winner. Canada takes the opener 2-1. They had to win this match, as New Zealand is the third worst ranked team in the tournament. Things get much tougher under now assistant coach and head coach Andy Spence as they play second ranked team in the world and host France coming up on Sunday. Opening ceremony, they happen this afternoon.
Davis Alexander coming in place of Caleb Evans. The story of the second half so far.
Week 8 of the CFL season, it was a battle between the two top teams in the league in Montreal. And third-string quarterback Davis Alexander, brought in for the second half of the Alouettes, who were down 16-3 to the Riders, led them on the comeback trail, passing for 2 TD passes in the second half after Caleb Evans, in for the injured Cody Fajardo, could not get anything going. Owls keep Riders scoreless in the second half. They take it 20-16. They're 6-1. Ticats at 1-5. They're at Edmonton Sunday against the winless Elks. Oh, forgettable afternoon down at the Dome for Chris Bassett and the Blue Jays. They wrapped up a series with Tampa after showing some signs of life in a 6-3 win Wednesday. A chance to win the series, they put up an absolute clunker. A beauty day for baseball with the lid open. At least there was that. The Rays would put up a season-high 13 runs. The Jays, 2 hits, no runs. 13-zip, they got skunked, they lose the series. They welcome the World Series champs from Texas into town for a weekend series starting tonight. Hey, let's hit the links where the Canadian Women's Open is underway from Calgary, where wildfire smoke made the condition very challenging for Brooke Henderson and many of the other golfers. The Smith Falls native didn't have her best day, shooting even par, 3 shots off the lead on the day. Hamilton's Elena Sharp, who is heading to Paris along with Henderson after this tournament, is 7 shots off the lead. She sits at 3 over. Maud Aimee LeBlanc is the top Canadian at 1 under. American Lauren Coughlin is the leader after round 1 at 4 under. Then let's go to Dundas native Mackenzie Hughes, who was off to a wonderful start at the 3M Open in Minnesota. He held the early clubhouse lead with an opening round 7 under 64. He was passed by Jacob Bridgman of the States, who leads at 8 under 63. Good start by another Canadian, Taylor Pendrith, who was 5 under for the day. Perfect timing right there. Oh, golf clap, yes.
Yes, very well done. All right, 13 minutes after 6 o'clock. It is Friday. We've got a July weekend coming up, and we'll tell you the good news on that in a second. But, you know, pretty much good news as far as traffic is concerned this morning as well. So nothing here at the 403 and Waterdown Road. That's one of our exclusive cameras. Not a lot of sunshine right here. It looks fairly dull with some cloud cover that we have. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. The Garden City Skyway. This is the west camera. Looks fine there. Same with Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Guelph Line. Now they are looking at a disabled vehicle off the ramp. As you can see there, it's just kind of hidden behind the trees, but obviously there's no volume there, not impeding any traffic flow. East of Royal Windsor Drive looks good. That camera was just there, but it's gone. Here's the 403 at Burnham Thorpe. Nothing there. Let's get to the temperature that we have at the moment. Nice, comfortable start to the day here. Temperature sitting at 14 degrees right now. The winds are calm. We do have, well, partly cloudy skies at the moment. Let's talk about air quality. You saw that shot in Calgary with the golfing, how hazy it was. We're not getting that. It's not invading into southern Ontario. The air quality is in the low risk category for both this morning and for the afternoon, sitting at 3 there. So what we have is a beautiful ridge of high pressure, and that's going to be around for the weekend. Now, we're ahead of that high, so we're getting a bit of a northerly flow, northwesterly flow, even though the winds are calm. You can see that clockwise around that high. So the comfortable temperatures today, well, 27, humidex of 30, beautiful for July. As it slides off to the east, we hang on to the sun, but we get a little more of a southerly flow, and that's going to pull in a bit more heat and humidity for Saturday and Sunday. Today, 26 and 27 degrees, nice, comfortable temperatures. Humidex about 30, but look at that sunshine for the day today. Just a few clouds overnight. It stays comfortable, 14 to 15 for the Horseshoe, a little bit cooler away from the lake, but just a lovely conditions overnight. And then tomorrow, just a little bit of cloud cover, so we'll call it a mainly sunny sky, but the temperature ramps up 28, humidex 30, 31 for the day tomorrow. So beautiful Saturday. So out the door on the 26th morning of July, we're looking at sunshine, partly sunny skies, temperature right now sitting at 14. Long range coming up in a few minutes. Annette, Tim.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, no Emily today, so we'll get right into our break in business news after the break, where Loblaw released their second quarter earnings amid the bread price fixing settlement we told you about yesterday. That and other business news. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Hey, it's Friday. Here's some numbers for you. Canadian dollar gained 4 basis points. It's trading at 72.41 cents U.S. Gold is up over 16 bucks, 23.69.60 an ounce. Crude oil down 15 cents, 78.13 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe. Lots going on there. In London, gains across the board. Also gains for Frankfurt and Paris. Yeah, you're up too. Big day there.
In Asia today, the markets were down in Tokyo, up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Checking North American markets, the TSX dropped 31 points, the Dow was up by 81, and the Nasdaq lost 160 points.
Well, good morning. Glad you're with us on this Friday. Let's get into business news. And did the boycott of Loblaw's companies hurt the bottom line? Well, the parent company of Loblaw's and Shoppers Drug Mart has reported a second quarter profit of $457 million. That's down from $508 million the same time last year. Loblaw mainly blames the decrease on charges related to the settlement of class action lawsuits. The grocer and parent company, George Weston, they have agreed to pay $500 million to settle a pair of class action lawsuits over their involvement in an alleged bread price fixing scheme. That came out yesterday. The payout still needs court approval, however.
Toronto's condo market is facing its biggest test since the 1991 recession. A report by CIBC and Urban Nation says rising costs have left 82% of new condo investors with a mortgage. Investors who closed on a condo last year have an average negative cash flow every month of nearly $600. The report says higher interest rates are partly to blame for the increase in ownership costs, dramatically slowing sales, and condo completions are expected to stagnate growth in the market in the next few years.
So at midnight, SAG-AFTRA went back on strike, but this time it's about video games. Hollywood's video game performers, they have decided to strike, causing another work stoppage in the entertainment industry. And this decision comes after negotiations for a new contract with major game studios failed, primarily due to disagreements over protections against artificial intelligence. This AI issue was also a significant part of last year's lengthy actors' strike against major studios. While union negotiators have reported progress on wages and job safety, they state that the game studios are still unwilling, that is, to reach an agreement on regulating generative AI.
Oh, and there's more. OpenAI is now testing an artificial intelligence search engine to compete with Google. CHCH will combine OpenAI's artificial intelligence with real-time information from the web. It'll allow users to search for information the same way they talk to ChatGPT. And it'll provide up-to-date information with what the company says are clear and relevant sources. While the search engine is still being tested with limited number of users, OpenAI says it plans to integrate the tools into ChatGPT in the near future.
That's the business news on this Friday. I tell you, Brian has been working hard all week on this weekend for you.
Oh, it's a doozy.
Yeah. We'll see what he's got for you after this.
6:24, it is Friday. We're looking at light volume as far as traffic is concerned this morning. No collisions to talk about. Here's the Garden City Skyway. East camera looking across the Welland Canal. Nothing to see there. Same with the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. That's all doing fine. East of 4th, no problems. Lorne Park through Mississauga. Light volume all the way around this morning and no collisions to talk about. That's the 403 at Eglinton. Let's get to our temperatures right now. Hamilton's temperature has just fallen by a degree. We're now sitting at 13 degrees. Nice fresh start to the morning. We do have some sun. Grimsby 16, same for Mississauga, 18 for Toronto. Seasonal temperatures for this time of year are 16 for an overnight low, so we're a little on the cool side to start the morning. 26 for the daytime high. We're going to be above that for the day today. Those are our sun times. 6:04 sunrise, 8:47 it goes down, and our records for today. What a day today. You're going to be heading out for a walk this morning with your pal. No problems at all. Temperature fresh, as I said, 13 degrees. It is partly sunny. Winds actually are calm at the moment. So today we're climbing to 27 degrees, a couple of degrees better than we got to yesterday, and a humidex of 30 and lots of sunshine. Be careful in that sun. Very high UV index today. 14 overnight tonight, 28 tomorrow, humidex 31, 30 on Sunday. What a picture-perfect July weekend. By Monday we get a cloudy sky, maybe a bit of sun. Showers are possible Tuesday and possible again for Wednesday. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
You have really outdone yourself there, Brian Wood. Really, really done that, huh? Goodness. Okay, before we get to the bottom of the clock, there's a new study that finds hens, they blush when they're excited or scared.
Researchers spent 4 weeks on a farm in France observing 17 hens of 2 different breeds. They recorded their routine behaviors and their reactions to different stimuli. They found blushing for a few seconds indicated a reaction to excitement. So in positive situations like waiting to eat mealworms, it also indicated a reaction to fearful situations like being captured. One of the researchers says while chicken emotions are not directly comparable to those of people, both blush within seconds of experiencing a strong emotion. The study also found an expression of low redness and fluffed head feathers suggests that hens are calm and secure. So why did they do this? They want to be able to assess how chickens are doing while they're being raised. Yeah.
The plot chickens.
Plot. Oh, very nice. No foul on that one.
No, definitely not. No. We wish them the best of clock, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you hearing the chicken dance?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm dressed like a chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, can I do it?